Welcome to my channel.
Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Little Lamb Bible Stories. This is a channel where we share God's love one story at a time. So today I've come with a story that happened a long time ago about someone who is popular, who we all know, Abraham. And he has a cousin called Lot. So this is a story about how Abraham and Lot, his cousin, separated. Come along with me. And if you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Marka. This is Little Bible Stories. Please click the link, subscribe, make your comments, share this story with your family and friends. It is a story where we teach God's love all the time. So please subscribe so I can be able to come back and share more stories. Okay, so like I said, today's story is about someone we all know called Abraham and his cousin called, his nephew called Lot. All right. So a long time ago, Abraham is a good man. He's a man that listens to God. God has a way of speaking with him and everything. So this day, God told him, Abraham, move from your people, from your community to a land I will show you. Just pack everything, take your wife. Then, by that time, Abraham had not had his child. So take your wife, take your things. Abraham was a rich man. He's got flocks of sheep. He's got chicken. He's got big farm. He's got servants. He's got all that. He was a very rich man. And God told him, pack your things and move to a place I will show you. Just get out. Just move from here. Just leave where you are and move. Sometimes in our life, we need to move away from where we are to another place so that we can be able to progress. Anyways, I digress. So the story is about other people. So along the line, while Abraham was going to go, Lot must have been a very nice, nephew. Must have been his little, and Lot probably would have looked up to his uncle. And Abraham was like, you know what? I like this, my cousin, my little nephew. Come along with me. Let's go somewhere. Let's go as God has told me. And the Lot was not a baby. Let me correct. He wasn't a baby. He was a grown man, and he wanted to go with Abraham, as God had, because he knows Abraham listens to God and knows him was a good man. So he went with Abraham, and then they went to this city, Canaan. And when they got there, they started living. God prospered them. They both have their. Because I said Lot was a grown man, so he had his own business. He had his own farmland, had his herdsmen, had his servants. They were all growing together, big, having flocks of sheep, everything. They were growing big. God was blessing them. And along the line, because they had servants, everybody had their own servants. They had people, house help, everything. Everybody, all the servants, they had a lot of people in the who was working for them and everything. And all of a sudden, they started having troubles, of course, which is normal. When you have too many people, they will fight over this plant. They will fight over your animals came this way, your flock came this way. Oh, there was no water. I fetched it. Somebody used the water. They were having squabbles and fighting. And Abraham was like, you know what? No. I think we've had enough of this trouble. We need to do something. And what was it he was going to do? He told his cousin. He said, you know what? Or nephew, I can call him cousin. He said, you know what, brother? Or son, whatever he calls him, or cause, whatever nickname he gives him, or Lottie, says, you know what? Let's separate. Separation does not mean, we're still brothers, but I don't like this fight, and I don't want it to degenerate. So you know what? We need to expand. Look around, see where, whether you want to stay here, you want to just look around and see where you want to move to, and then you can move to it. Remember, God said he's going to promising Abraham the place. So Abraham feels like, okay, you can move anywhere. The land is free, it's open. Just pick one corner and then move. And brother Lot, looked around and he saw that area just there. He saw the green land, saw the water. He saw that place is green. That place looks so lush, like beautiful, looks so nice. That place, it looks so peaceful there. And then he saw that area that was really sweet. And then my greedy brother decided to say, you know what? I like that place. He didn't even say, uncle, you know what? Take whatever and then I'll take after. But he was like, you know what? I'll take it. And he told his uncle he was going to move to that corner. That was by the Sodom. That was the area closer to Sodom, and he said he was going to move to the area. But the reason for moving to the area was saying that was because he thought that the area was clean. You could see from afar that was green. He's seen all the greenery, seen the trees, and there's some kinds of trees you will see. There's good water in that place, and he saw everything, and so that place was better than where he was basically. And he said he was going to move to the area, and then he moved to the area. Of course, trouble ended. But trouble ended with the herdsman and everything, but then he had moved into trouble. Anyway, so he moved into the area thinking, okay, all right, he's moved to a nice area, he's going to settle there now and grow his home and everything. And then he moved to the area. The area that seemed to be lush, to be greenery, to be a fine place to the eyes, was a very bad place, in a very bad community to live in. That community had people who were committing so much evil, so much recklessness, so much immoralities, so much trouble. But then Lot had found himself in that community that was good, had a good place, had a green land, but the community was evil. And Lot knew there is no way he's going to be, but he lived in the community. He still maintained, but the good thing, he still maintained his goodness, his good personness. He still loved God. He still served God in that community that was bad. So sometimes we find ourselves in a place and we think, oh, everybody's bad. Okay, it's not my fault. So I came to a bad place. But Lot, despite the fact that he found himself in an area looking good to the eyes, but it was a bad community. It was the community where people in the area were committing so much sin, so much immorality. But Lot stood his ground and stayed on God. He stood his ground. He stood making sure that him and his household were good people. They feared God. They of those days, all those days they used to make sacrifice. He makes sacrifice to God. When it's time to worship, he worships God. He still continued with his life with God. He didn't stop being godly, being a good man, because he's moved to a community of bad people. He just moved there, unfortunately, and found himself there, but he continued being a good man, serving the Lord, doing all he can do to, bless the name of the Lord while in the community. And then when he left, I'm sure Abraham would have felt like, oh my God, and maybe I was targeting that nice place. Now Lot has moved there. And he said, okay, all right, that's fine. And when he left, God appeared to Abraham. Like I told you, God has a way. God appears to Abraham every now and then. He knows how to talk to Abraham. He knows how, and Abraham is a good man. He knows how to listen to God. So God appeared to Abraham and said, Abraham, bro, come here. Let me find a nickname for Abraham. You probably will call him Abraham, my guy or buddy or something. And then he called him, come on, I want to show you something. And he said, look everywhere, look around. I'm sure God would have felt that. God would have seen that Abraham was feeling a little sad that nice place was where Lot chose to take. But Abraham was the one who told Lot, pick a place. So Abraham felt, okay, I can't tell him, no, don't go there again. I wanted that place. So God told Abraham, come out and look around. Just anywhere you can see, I will give you that place. And Abraham could see everything. God told him he was going to bless him in that community. And God said to Abraham, he's giving him everywhere and he's going to prosper him. And along the line, in that place, God prospered Abraham. That place he was, God prospered Abraham. God gave Abraham a child. God gave Abraham a child that, or children, I would say. In another story, I'm going to tell us about Abraham's children. He had two. About Abraham's children and how he got them. But God prospered him after Lot left. Well, God was prospering him before Lot left, and he kept prospering him while Lot left, and he kept being with him. So but he told him he was going to give him all the places that he saw. So this story is about us not being greedy. I wouldn't say Lot was totally greedy, but was asked to pick, but I felt it was a little bit of a greed in it. He saw a nice place and chose to go to that very one that place that looked so nice. So sometimes when we're going to make decisions with our lives, let's be careful. Let's know not everything that glitters is gold, they say. Not everything that looks like it's so fine is worth your stress. Sometimes don't just pick. Don't just try to, pray, look into yourself and ask yourself whether that decision you're trying to make, somebody comes with a business and the business looks so yummy, so, you're going to make a lot of money. Look again, check if, is this business worth it? Is it okay to do this business? Don't I think that doing this thing will probably cost me more harm, or am I sure that is the right place? I'm not saying you should not do a lucrative business or something that looks nice, but Let us always take a second, chew the thing, look at it again. We search within ourselves and see if that decision you're trying to make at that point was a good decision, if it would be a favorable decision. Lot made a decision to move with his eyes. He made a decision because the place was nice, looking lush and good, but it was a bad decision. And in as much as he was even prospered there, by the time he left there, believe me, he didn't go with all the things he went into that place. So sometimes the decisions we'll make, let's all watch it and be sure that we're not making decisions that will cost us so much. That decision he made cost him so much. And when he was leaving, all those servants and everything he had, he couldn't go with them, because by the time he had to leave, he didn't leave with all the gold and silver and all that he acquired in the land. So the moral of the story today is, let us be careful that greed does not take over our lives, that we're not greedy, that greed does not make us make decisions that will further destroy us, that greed does not make us take steps that will bring destructions to our life, property, and families. All right, so thank you for still watching. Thank you for still staying. This is Little Lamb Bible Stories. This is where we share God's stories and God's love, one story at a time. So subscribe, click the link button, share the story with your family. The story is about God's stories, and watch the other videos we're going to make. I told us in this video that we're going to discuss about Abraham having children. In another video, I'm going to tell us the story about Abraham's children and how Abraham had his kids. All right, so have a lovely day. See you next time. Bye.